I asked you guys on my Discord server if you want me to make an AUT tier list. The people have spoken. Before we get into the video, I have a Discord server in the description and a Roblox group where I sell my merch. Consider subscribing and liking the video, and let's get right to it. Hello and welcome everybody. So as you know, I'm gonna be ranking every stand in a tier list in a universal time. I will obviously not be including any unobtainable stands because I mean, come on, how am I supposed to know how powerful they are? Maybe I can make another tier list for unobtainable stands, but it's not on my list of priorities right now. So yeah, let's start with the arrow stands. So first we obviously have to go with Star Platinum. So Star Platinum is honestly a lot similar to the world, except the world is infinitely better. I don't really know where to put it, so I'll put it in... Yeah, I think it's a B tier for now. Like, it has time stop. It's a pretty basic stand with time stop. So yeah, that's as good as it gets, really. It can't be an A tier, and honestly I'm thinking of putting it in a C tier, but I don't really know how it will go, so I'll leave it in a B tier for now. So next, let's do Shadows the World, which is way better than Star Platinum. It has a lot of combos, a lot of variety, it has a lot of ranged and melee attacks, and it can also stop time, so it's infinitely better than Star Platinum. Let's see. White Snake is... okay, so White Snake has some pretty damn good combos, but you don't really see a lot of people use it in PvP, and that's probably because it's only good in the offensive, not the defensive, so that's just my opinion, by the way. So yeah, I'll just leave it in a mid B tier for now, and we'll see how this abomination evolves. Okay, so Nuclear Star doesn't really have that much going for it compared to any other stand. Like, it's not necessarily a bad stand, it's a horrible stand. I don't really see a lot of people use it. It's more of a mobility thing. Same thing with Crystallize. The only reason people ever want Crystallize is to get Planet Shaper, but I don't think that's really necessary anymore. So yeah, it's kinda useless now, except it has a lot of mobility. A lot more mobility than Nuclear Star with the Crystal Dash and the Crystal Jump things. Gold Experience. Here's the thing. After the rework, Gold Experience it's pretty damn overpowered, and I really don't think Gold Experience Requiem got any of the new movesets, so it's basically the old Gold Experience with some new moves. So Gold Experience, honestly, it's a high A tier. I've played against a lot of Gold Experience mains, and let me tell you, I got destroyed. Okay, now Killer Queen. Killer Queen is pretty damn overpowered. The sheer heart attack move is pretty good, and the way you can like plant and shoot bombs and just spam explosions, as well as a good ranged combat with like the barrage, it has a bunch of punches. I obviously don't know the exact moves, but if you've played against a Killer Queen main, you know what I'm talking about. Like, there's this one combo where you like desummon the stand and it still has a lot of moves then. Which reminds me, White Snake also has a lot of ranged moves, so I might... no, I'll leave it here. It's not better than Shadows of the World. King Crimson. Okay, now King Crimson. The only kind of usefulness King Crimson had was how it could like x-ray the whole map and show you all the items, meteors and chests. Now it's kinda useless. I've seen a lot of people use it in PvP, but not a lot of people use it anymore. So it's like, it's a C tier. Like, it's not as bad as a D tier, but it's certainly not as good as a B tier. So I'll leave it at C for now. Definitely won't change the tier, but we'll change the placement obviously. Now let's do The World. The World is surprisingly very good. I've seen a lot of The World mains. The World can do some pretty good damage in a really short time, so it's pretty good for that, and it also has time stop, and there is this one overpowered sign move. Like, it's a pretty good stand. I'd leave it at a low A tier, maybe a high B, but it's pretty good. Okay, now Star Platinum The World. I've seen a lot of Star Platinum The World mains, and I don't really know why they choose Star Platinum The World over any other time stopping stand, really. Well, except Star Platinum obviously, but Star Platinum The World, like, it has a lot of good combos, but it's a pretty generic stand, so I'll leave it at a high B tier. It's better than Shadows of World, but it's not quite good as an A tier. Okay, now D4C. D4C is a lot similar to Killer Queen, and there is this one clone move where this clone keeps chasing you and exploding you. Like, it could be parried, and that could leave an opening, which is the only flaw in this move, but other than that, the stand is pretty overpowered, and it has some pretty good ranged and melee attacks, so yeah, it's a pretty good stand, high A tier. I'm really not sure if it's better than Killer Queen, but I really haven't had any chance against the D4C main, so yeah. The World Alternative Universe, or the World High Voltage, it's I think it would be a B tier. Like, it's certainly better than Shadows of World, and it's better than Star Platinum the World, but I don't see it used as often. It's more like I haven't seen a lot of people know how to use it, not a lot of people use it in general. So yeah, I think it would fit above Star Platinum the World because the stand has a lot of potential and I haven't seen really a lot of people unlock it, so yeah. Now Sakuya. Sakuya is not good. Sakuya really is not that good. Hopefully I'm not butchering the name. Sakuya is around a high D tier. I think that fits it. The Omnitrix sucks. The only reason you'd want the Omnitrix is either you're a casual player who just happens to love Benton, or you like using different transformations. Like, it's a pretty interesting concept. Like, as a combat stand, it really sucks, but as a normal stand, like kinda like something to mess around with, it's kinda fun. And in the all-for-one mode, I believe, the one with no cooldowns and random stands, I once got it and I kept spamming fireballs, and it was pretty overpowered, but in the normal, like, combat, it really is not that good. So yeah, it's a low D tier at best. Now, Gold Experience Requiem, or like Gold Experience Rectum, I'd leave it above Star Platinum the World. Actually, I'd leave it above the World High Voltage as well. It's a pretty good stand, just not as good for an A tier in my opinion. Okay, now let's do Soul Star Platinum. It's a pretty bad stand, to be honest. Well, it's not bad. Now, Soul Star Platinum it's really good for mobile players, but hardcore PC gamers, it's not as good. Like, it has some decent combos, don't get me wrong, but so does any other stand. It's really not good compared to the rest of the bunch. It's really not the sharpest tool in the shed, if you will. So I'll leave it at a high C tier. I don't really think I'll change this position because there isn't really a lot of C tier stands that would surpass it. Now, C-Moon. C-Moon is pretty good. When I first obtained C-Moon, it was like the first thing I thought of was how good this stand was. And when I first played in the PvP, like 50% of the people used C-Moon, and that really says something. So I think it's a low A tier or maybe a high B tier. It's somewhere in between, but for now I'll leave it at a really high B tier. I'll leave it after Gold Experience. Actually, maybe that's too much. Maybe I'll leave it right here. I think that seems a little fair. Wait a second. Soul Star Platinum is definitely better than Star Platinum and White Snake. So we should get those to C tier because we had way too many stands on B tier. We might as well just... Okay, this seems a lot more optimized. Anyways, Sans is very overpowered. I've seen some videos of how it should be nerfed, so I think it's a high A tier. Like, the fact it cannot take damage is pretty overpowered, and the gimmick of the stand is that the more you attack, the more you lose your meter thing, and when the meter thing runs out, you die, but it barely scratches like the bar thingy compared to how much damage it deals. It deals so much damage, like it can kill you in a few seconds if you really try. So yeah, Sans, high A tier, pretty good stand. Now, X-Chara, however, I see people use it all the time, and it never ends well for them. Like, the stand has too many opportunities to counter it, and it's just not that good. So I'll leave it at a low C tier. I'll leave it maybe above King Crimson. Yes, that seems about right. Now, Gojo. I can certainly see why a lot of people use Gojo. Like, it's probably one of the most common stands I see used in the PvP game mode and the normal, like, world thing. So yeah, it's around a high A tier. It's kinda slow, if that makes sense, and like it gives away the attacks. Like if you're playing against it for the first few times, you're gonna be clueless, but once you like understand the attacks, it never ends well for them. But it's a pretty good stand. So I'll leave it at a low A tier. That seems kinda fair. Now, Planet Shaper. So Planet Shaper just got a rework, as most of you probably know. I'll leave Planet Shaper in a B tier for now. Now, let's see, Gaster. Gaster sucks. Like, it's a shame. Like, it's probably my fault for not knowing how to use it properly, but the whole gimmick of like switching between hands to use different moves and each hand does a different thing, like it sounds very cool on paper, but when you actually try it in combat, it's just inefficient. So yeah, it's around a low C tier. Right here. No, here. This seems fair. So now let's do Tusk Act 1. Tusk Act 1 is like, it's like the very first stage, so it's really it doesn't really have that many moves, and yeah, it's overall not a good stand. I'll leave it. Yeah, it's a pretty much the lowest stand right now. Now, Tusk Act 2, however, it spices things up a bit. Like, you get the Dark Determination move, you get a lot better nail shots, you get the horse. Like, it's a pretty good stand. I'll leave it right between Star Platinum and Gaster. So now Tusk Act 3, however, it doesn't add too much, but again, it's a pretty good stand. So I'll leave it between Star Platinum and Tusk Act 2. I've seen a lot of people use Tusk Act 4, but again, it's kind of like a similar situation. I'm not leaving it here, by the way, I'm just putting it in standby, I guess. So it's kind of a similar situation to Gojo, because like the attacks kind of give away themselves, but again, it has all of the moves which the previous acts introduced, like the horses, the Dark Determination, and it has some extra moves, so it's a pretty good stand. So I'll leave it at, I think it's definitely better than Killer Queen. It certainly is better than Sans. So yeah, this seems like a fair spot for it. Now, Dawn is very overpowered. I think we got like the first S tier over here. Like, it was way too overpowered before, and I believe it got a rework and it was still very overpowered. Okay, now all the stands we have left are relatively good stands. Now let's do Broly. So I've seen a lot of people praise Broly, and it's one of the 7 Dragon Balls stand wishes things. My English is amazing. Anyways, so it's like, it should be an S tier, but honestly the stand, it's not that good. The only thing going for it is how it has this one move which can break through combos, but that's literally it. The offense sucks, except there is this one laser move. It's kinda okay, but that's all the stand is, okay at best. Also, why the hell is Planet Shaper better than Simon? This is not okay. So I'll leave it at a high B tier, maybe. Yeah, it's a high B tier. It's a high B tier. Now, Killua, I see a lot of people call Killua low B tier or mid B tier, but Killua is pretty good. I've seen a lot of people use Killua. I guess it depends on the potential of the stand. Killua is good. Killua good. I'd put Killua at a high B tier. Like, it's definitely better than all of these, in my humble opinion. Do not attack me in the comments, or actually do attack me in the comments. Any engagement is good engagement, so yeah. Now, Yasuo and Yone, I have absolutely butchered their names. I am sorry, I do not play League of Legends. That's where they're from, right? I have seen a lot of people mostly use Yone or Yon, whatever, okay? Now, I've seen a lot of people use them. I haven't really tried them myself because, well, the game glitched on me, and now I'm stuck with the items and I need to kill the boss fight again. But I've seen people use them, but I haven't really seen any people use them in the PvP. And I'm not doubting that they're good stands and they have a lot of potential, but Yone, or I'd give it a mid-B tier, honestly. It's like glitched at the moment. I think it's bugged. Like there is this R move, I think it's bugged. I don't really know if it has been fixed. But either case, I'm leaving it here because I haven't really been blown away by the stand. Same thing for Yasuo, or however you pronounce it, but it's certainly better than Planet Shaper, at least. So yeah, sorry if these two are controversial, give me your opinions on them, I'd love to hear it. The World Over Heaven is a pretty good stand. It's certainly better than all of these. It's not an S tier for me. Like I've seen people call it an S tier stand, but it's just not. It doesn't click. Now, Made in Heaven is a low S tier, or actually maybe it's a high A tier. Yeah, I think high A tier fits it better. However, these stands, these will definitely be all S tier. The worst S tier stand is Dawn, without a doubt, because I mean, putting it in S tier just seems wrong. I think the one below Dawn should be, I think it should be Star Platinum Requiem actually. Like Star Platinum Requiem is not, it's not a really good stand. Like compared to Shadows of the World Requiem. Shadows of the World Requiem has way more variety than Star Platinum Requiem. It's better in ranged combat, it's better in melee combat, it's superior in every single way. So yeah, it's definitely better than Star Platinum Requiem, but they're both quite similar. But if you want to pick between the two, obviously go for the better choice here. I personally main Reaper is pretty good and it can be very annoying, and that's very funny. I think Reaper certainly is better than the two Requiems. So Goku is pretty good, but is it better than Reaper? In my opinion, no. It certainly is not better than Reaper. It's a pretty complicated spec with a lot of depth to it, and it certainly is a high S tier. But it can be countered, but at the same time, it's very hard to counter. Like, we're talking on the scale of S tier stands, not in stands in general. Now, Nocturnus, a lot of people praise Nocturnus, but I don't really see how it could be better than Reaper, because, well, I mean, come on now. Reaper is like the easiest stand to master, which is not the reason I mean it. Like, Reaper has a lot of variety. Like, it's not good in ranged combat, but it has a 200 damage combo, and you can strategize a lot with it. You can basically counter any move if you can pull off the parry correctly. It's a very strict timing, but it's very easy to master. So yeah, I believe it's the superior stand. I will now check the stands I'm missing. So yeah, I'll be right back. So I believe this is everything I missed. There's the Fight Saber,
family friendly shooty shoot,
Standless, and Mero no Mi. So let's start with Mero. I'm not sure if I'm even saying this correctly, so please do not bully me, please. Mero no Mi, it's okay, I guess. It's certainly not A tier level, but I'm thinking maybe a low B tier or a high C tier. The stand is very easy to counter and it doesn't really do that much damage. I've seen some people use it and they were great with it, but it's really not that good. I think it's a high C tier. Also, don't ask why I put the fruit as the picture. I couldn't find the picture of the stand. So anyways, now Standless. Standless is pretty good, but not really. Like, Standless is kinda okay. Like, it's a decent spec, but it's not a good spec. So I'd say it's a low B tier. Like, maybe it's around here, just above Soul Star Platinum. I think it's just Soul, I don't really know. Anyways, I think this is kind of a fair place for it. Yeah, now the
family friendly shooty shoot.
It's really not that effective. The Fight Saber, however, it's really not good either. I don't know if it's a glitch or a bug or whatever, but whenever I shoot and I jump, it just flings me, and it's pretty good for mobility. It flings me in a controllable way. So it's pretty good for mobility. It's pretty good for trolling as well, but for damage, the reloading time is like, it takes way too long, and the bullets do like, I think it was either 3 damage or 9 damage. I believe it was 3, but maybe I'm wrong. Either case, the reloading time feels like around 10 seconds. So it's basically a better gun, which is way more fun to use. So yeah, it's a high D tier. So yeah, I believe we are finally done. How long even is this video? I don't know. Tell me if I missed anything. Tell me what you think of my placements, and give me video ideas if you want. I'm always welcome to them. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and like the video. You won't lose anything. It's free and you can always change your mind. I know you hear this a lot, but you should subscribe either case, because I put a lot of effort into my videos. Most times, okay? Hear me out. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys hopefully soon. Bye.